Welcome everybody to Behind the Mic and Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Behind the Mic, episode number 9. This is your weekly episodic news show right here on Ringside Wrestling, where we cover all the news concerning the WWE right here on Saturday morning. Not even fucking Saturday morning. It's Saturday afternoon, because I'm a lazy fuck, and on Friday night, I don't want to fucking look for news. I don't want to fucking start yelling across my fucking house just about all this fucking news stories. So I leave it sometimes for Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, and I upload it late. Because I'm a fucking lazy ass motherfucker. But here we are. It's episode number 9. We've been doing this for over 2 months already. Episode number 9. Next week will be episode number 10. We've got a lot of news lined up for you. And interestingly, it has absolutely nothing to do with Fastlane. You've got a pay-per-view on Sunday, tomorrow. You've got a fucking pay-per-view, yet a day before the pay-per-view, there's zero news floating around about this pay-per-view. Only news is about The Undertaker. It's all about The Undertaker showing up, and we already know that. That's fucking expected. If you're not expecting that, then, you really don't know shit about Fastlane. You really don't. So if you don't know shit about Fastlane, why don't you go check out my preview and predictions video that went up last night. Make sure to go check that out. That's what I was doing last night. I was doing that. I'm like, should I really start and do another video? I don't fucking know. So it's being uploaded now at Saturday afternoon. But, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lot of news. Nothing to do with Fastlane. I ain't covering The Undertaker, because that, for me, at least, is expected. We've got Triple H. He's gonna be doing fucking house shows. And it's very interesting, because at one of those house shows, he'll be teaming with Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. We've got news on Pete Dunne from the UK division that they have, the UK Championship division that they have down in NXT. We've got Pete Dunne apparently coming up to the main roster after WrestleMania 33. We've got news on the Hardys, gone from TNA, not re-signing with TNA, and apparently in talks with Vince McMahon. Oh shit, that's some big news right there. We've got news on Kurt Angle coming up to the WWE, or not coming up, coming in to the WWE in an on-air role. We don't know if it's a wrestling role. He did fucking say that he does plan on wrestling more matches. He says he's not done yet. So can Kurt Angle be stepping in to a WWE ring after WrestleMania 33? Maybe as soon as SummerSlam. What the fuck do I gotta say about that one? We got AJ Styles, Randy Orton. They're going to be facing off on Smackdown Live next Tuesday. We're gonna talk about all the possibilities that you can get out of that match. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we've got news on Luke Harper not going into a major role at WrestleMania 33. Is Luke Harper being held back? What the fuck is the purpose behind that one? All that and so much more right here on Behind the Mic. Let's go straight in to the first news story. Triple H working WWE matches before WrestleMania 33. What's the deal with this one? Triple H won't hold off on his in-ring return until WrestleMania. According to WrestleZone.com, the game will work multiple live events this month. Triple H has been announced for the March 10th WWE Live event in Buffalo, the March 11th WWE Live event in Toronto, and now the March 26th WWE Live event in White Plains, New York. And this is the biggest one. Triple H will team with Samoa Joe and WWE Universal Champion, at least for now, Kevin Owens, to take on Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, and WWE United States Champion Chris Jericho on March 26th. That's about a week before WrestleMania, I believe. Yeah, it's a week before WrestleMania. So, first of all, that can tell us things going into WrestleMania. Will Triple H be going against Finn Balor? Will Finn Balor be mixed in with Samoa Joe? Finn Balor is going to be wrestling house shows before WrestleMania. So the fact that he has not returned yet should tell you it's imminent. Finn Balor, he's going to be at Fastlane, or he's going to be at the Monday Night Raw after Fastlane. So that's the first thing that's telling you. Second, Triple H is in these matches. I know he might just want to warm himself up because he might be at a match at WrestleMania 33, or could he be stepping into the ring on a Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania? Nobody fucking knows. He did it last year against Dolph Ziggler. Can he do it this year? Again, let's continue this article. The reasoning behind Triple H's in-ring return is likely twofold. First, it gives Triple H, who hasn't wrestled a high-profile match since WrestleMania 32, the opportunity to knock off some ring rust. That's something he did last year when he worked the WWE Roadblock show in a match against Dean Ambrose the month before he faced Roman Reigns in the WrestleMania 33 main event. Second, and perhaps more importantly, it gives the Raw brand a much-needed draw on the live event circuit. That's a good point right there. I didn't think that one. This week's Wrestling Observer newsletter, noted the following about Raw's attendance both this week and in recent months in comparison to SmackDown's. SmackDown is more and more outdrawing Raw, as they had 10,000 fans here, way more than SmackDown usually does in a market that size. They've also been beating Raw domestically all year at the fucking house shows. That just shows SmackDown is better quality than Monday Night Raw, and that quality, it might not be overdoing them in the ratings just yet, because this time of year, Monday Night Raw has a Goldberg, Lesnar, Triple H appearing from all over, Undertaker appearing from all over. So, of course, WrestleMania season, Monday Night Raw is doing better than SmackDown. But you see SmackDown doing better at the live events, where Monday Night Raw doesn't have a Goldberg, where Raw doesn't have a Lesnar. You see SmackDown constantly outdoing Raw because them building up their talent. People want to see a Baron Corbin. People want to see an AJ Styles. People want to see a Dean Ambrose, a Bray Wyatt, a Miz, because SmackDown's built those guys up. Meanwhile, a house show where you're not promoting Brock Lesnar, I mean, who the fuck cares? I don't care about a fucking Kevin Owens. He's been booked like trash. I don't care about fucking Seth Rollins. He's been booked like trash. I don't care about Sami Zayn. He's been booked like trash. Nobody wants to see these guys because they've been booked like trash. They look like trash. They have no star power. But SmackDown continues to build up their talent. I want to see a Baron Corbin. This guy's fucking dominant. I want to go see this guy. I want to see an AJ Styles. He is the best wrestler in the world. That's what SmackDown continues to do. And that just shows SmackDown is better than fucking Raw. That shows it's TV quality that sells. Raw, continuing the article here, Raw, despite having the benefit of live event appearances from guys like Brock Lesnar, has been outperformed by SmackDown, which isn't all that surprising given how much better the quality of the Blue Brand's TV programming is. Exactly, this article has it right on the fucking ball. Still, it has likely resulted in WWE feeling the need to bring back yet another part-time star to the Red Brand's house shows in the form of Triple H in order to boost ticket sales and increase attendance. Whereas SmackDown has thrived elevating guys like AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, and Bray Wyatt. It appears that the likes of Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Kevin Owens aren't enough to have Raw's live events draw as many fans as they should be. That's why Triple H is back to provide a short-term solution to that problem, though it's ultimately up to WWE to build new long-term draws on Raw rather than relying on names from the past. That is a very good fucking point. The thing I find most interesting about this is the fact that this Evolution stable has been rumored so heavily, this new Evolution. And in March, Triple H is going to be teaming with these guys at house shows, Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe. Those are the two rumored names, with a rumored fourth. And now there's articles coming out saying that Pete Dunne is coming up to the main roster and he may occupy the role of the fourth man. So the fact that Triple H is teaming with these guys, it could foreshadow. I don't like to look at house shows as a foreshadowing to future WWE storylines, but this could be a telling thing, because you don't see Triple H come out and do a match often, especially considering the fact that this has been rumored and it's with Samoa Joe and it's with Kevin Owens and we've seen storylines develop. I think this is very, very interesting. It's good Triple H is stepping back in the ring, getting that ring rust out of his system. We know he's going to be in a match against Seth Rollins. He's getting that ring rust out of his system. I like it. I like it. This is some very good news here. I like what's going on. And good on Triple H, getting back in the ring, doing house shows. I mean, it's sad that Monday Night Raw needs these fucking names to boost house show attendance. But I mean, I like that it's telling us what we can see going into WrestleMania. Maybe even after Fastlane, we could see this faction form and coming out of WrestleMania as well. So it's fantastic. I like it. There you go. Moving on to the next news story here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Randy Orton versus AJ Styles announced for Smackdown next week. What is the purpose of this one? WWE.com. It has just been announced that AJ Styles will take on Randy Orton on Smackdown Live next week to determine who will face Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 33. Randy Orton won the 2017 Royal Rumble, granting him the right to a main event match for the WWE World Championship at the Showcase of the Immortals. However, Bray Wyatt won the World Championship at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view the following week on SmackDown Live. Orton stated that he refused to challenge Wyatt as long as he was the servant and Wyatt was the master. Wyatt responded that Orton now has the keys to the kingdom in order to solve this issue. SmackDown Live General Manager Daniel Bryan stated that there would be a Battle Royal on the next episode of SmackDown Live, and that the winner of that match would go on to challenge Bray Wyatt for the WWE World Championship at WrestleMania 33. The match came and ended in a tie between AJ Styles and Luke Harper. Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan determined that the two final competitors would have a singles match for the spot at WrestleMania on the next week's episode of SmackDown. During that match, Shane McMahon got inadvertently kicked by Luke Harper as he was arguing with AJ Styles on the outside of the ring. The Phenomenal One would go on to win the match and claim his spot at WrestleMania 33, or so he thought. Later on that very same night, Randy Orton would burn down the Wyatt family compound and state that he was never the servant and that he would in fact challenge Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 33 for the WWE World Championship. WWE.com posted this story today, posing the question of who had the right to challenge Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 33. Per the story, Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan have determined that the two superstars laying claim to the number one contender spot will have a singles match on this week's episode of Smackdown Live. And the winner of that match is the man that will challenge Bray Wyatt for the WWE World Championship at WrestleMania 33. The match will take place this coming Tuesday. So what the fuck does this fucking mean? This, obviously, a huge match for SmackDown, and this is obviously just stretching out that storyline, making it intriguing. Like I said on my SmackDown review just this Tuesday, SmackDown is taking those twists and turns. They're not gonna back themselves into a corner here. You have a lot of possibilities with what you can do with Randy Orton, with what you can do with AJ Styles. You can have AJ Styles lose to Orton, feel screwed. I won my opportunity, and you keep making me jump through hoops. So fuck you, and maybe he fucking gets a cheap shot on Shane McMahon. Maybe he just fucks up Shane McMahon. That leads to a match at WrestleMania. You can have AJ Styles say, I fucking lost. I feel cheated. This is not fair. What am I going to do going into WrestleMania now? Shane McMahon says, we've got something for you to do. Bada boom shakalaka. Shinsuke Nakamura comes out. Nakamura versus Styles at WrestleMania. You can have this match be won by AJ Styles. Styles jumps through this hoop, through that hoop, and he fucking makes it to WrestleMania, and he's gonna fight for that fucking title. You can also have this match end in some fuck finish. Disqualification. Luke Harper comes in, fucks over AJ Styles, fucks over Randy Orton, fucks over both of them. They could end in a double pin, double count out, whatever the fuck you want to do, and it will be a triple threat like is rumored at WrestleMania 33. So that's what I like about what SmackDown is doing. They're having a lot of possibilities. I just laid out 5 different possibilities for what can happen in this match. It's very, very unpredictable, and I like it. I really motherfucking do. You can have Styles lose. You can have Styles win. You could have it end in double count out, double finish. Whatever the hell you want to do. Styles can do Shane McMahon at Mania. He can do the main event at WrestleMania. He can do Nakamura possibly at WrestleMania. There's a lot of possibilities for what can go down, and that's what makes SmackDown so exciting. That is what gives SmackDown those fucking house show numbers each and every week. That's why they're beating Raw at these house shows. That's why their ratings are going up while Raw's ratings are sinking down. That's the reason. They're giving you good, intriguing, exciting television. They're taking those twists and turns. Meanwhile, Raw has themselves in a fucking corner. I said this last week on my SmackDown Live review, and I'm going to keep saying it until we get to WrestleMania, because that's just the fact of the matter. Until I see SmackDown give me 5 consistent or even 3 consistent weeks of bad television, I'm not going to start trashing them, because we've seen maybe 9 or 10 consistent weeks of great episodes of SmackDown Live, and we haven't even seen 1 consistent week of Raw with a good show. So why do people continue, or some of these idiots out there, they continue to fucking praise Monday Night Raw, meanwhile fucking SmackDown is putting on superior television times 10. That's what I wonder to myself. There are some idiots out there who are saying, oh, Raw is great. Raw is great. I mean, SmackDown is clearly the A show. SmackDown is clearly the A show with the B roster. It does have a B fucking roster. At least it did coming out of the fucking draft. But they took those names that they had, they built them up, and now they have the superior roster. They have the Baron Corbin. They have the fucking Dean Ambrose. They have the Miz. They have the Cena. And those are names that we're now looking at with more value than we did coming out of the draft. because SmackDown has built up their talent. Maybe not that we're going to be fucking saying, oh, this guy is going to be, he's like the fucking Rock, that we're remembering this guy as the greatest of all time, but we're going to be remembering this guy as a guy who was on SmackDown, who made an impact in the WWE, and that someday we want to return to the WWE. So that is absolutely fantastic. This match is going to be absolutely great. My prediction for this match, Randy Orton will win this match, and AJ Styles will feel screwed, and he will go against Shane McMahon, or Shane McMahon won't get in the ring at Mania, and instead he'll use Shinsuke Nakamura as his in-ring representative in storyline, of course. So that's the latest going on with SmackDown Live. Let's move on to the next news story, and that is, of course, Kurt Angle returning to Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania 33. Kurt Angle will be back on WWE TV after WrestleMania 33. According to PW Insider, Angle is likely to appear on the post-Mania editions of both Raw and SmackDown. Mike Johnson of PWInsider.com is reporting that Kurt Angle is expected to appear on the post-WrestleMania 33 Raw on April 3rd in Orlando, Florida. In an update, Johnson reported that Angle is also scheduled for the post-WrestleMania SmackDown taping, which is also taking place in Orlando. There is a lot of speculation that with Mick Foley's future as Raw General Manager up in the air, Angle could be returning to the show as the new GM after WrestleMania. However, it was recently reported by The Observer that Angle is expected to wrestle for WWE again. So his scheduled TV appearances on Raw and SmackDown could be the start of his return feud. Either way, Angle's return is likely taking place after WrestleMania, at least in parts, to help WWE avoid its ratings downfall that typically happens during the post-Mania season. WWE has pulled out all the stops with part-timers recently, utilizing the likes of Triple H, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, and Goldberg on the road to WrestleMania, but making them virtually all exclusive to Monday Night Raw. And that is absolutely hilarious if you ask me, because Monday Night Raw may be utilizing these part-time talents, but SmackDown doesn't fucking need them. SmackDown is fucking putting on absolutely amazing television, at least amazing compared to Monday Night Raw, and they're not fucking using a Kurt Angle, they're not using a Triple H, they're not using an Undertaker, they're not using a fucking Goldberg. They don't need a fucking Undertaker, a Triple H, a Brock Lesnar, a Goldberg, because they have stars that they can fucking build up, that they have built up. Baron Corbin. I've said this like 3 times already in one fucking episode. Baron Corbin, Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles, John Cena, who's fucking built up in his own right. Randy Orton has found a new light on SmackDown Live. I mean, he's in the main event next week, and we're all excited. If it was Monday Night Raw, we'd be like, oh my god, Randy Orton in the fucking main event again? Why can't you give us a Kevin Owens in the main event? Why can't you give us a Zayn in the main event? Why can't you give us a Samoa Joe in the main event? That would be Randy Orton on a Monday Night Raw. But on SmackDown, it's fresh, it's exciting, it's new, it's fucking original. Meanwhile, Raw needs to use this fucking old fart, this grandpa. I mean, it's bullshit. It really is. It really motherfucking is. Where am I? They've all proven to be ratings draws, although Triple H isn't quite the draw the others are. But that has left the Blue Brand with the only legitimate part-time attraction in John Cena. But John Cena's on fucking SmackDown every week, so he's not a fucking part-time attraction. Shut the fuck up. With Cena reportedly set to take even more time off after WrestleMania 33, SmackDown could use someone to fill his spot as its biggest part-time star. The best choice for that position? Angle, who would make a huge splash as a returning legend that could feud with the likes of Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles, or even the American Alpha. Wow, that's a very intriguing one right there. I like that thinking from this fucking article. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with Kurt Angle. The most heavily rumored one is that he would be general manager of Monday Night Raw, but does Kurt Angle even want to fucking be the general manager of Monday Night Raw? I mean, Mick Foley looks like such a fucking wad. An idiot in the fucking role of the general manager of Monday Night Raw. Does Kurt Angle really want to be in that fucking position, being forced to come out there and book matches like The New Day versus Jinder Mahal and Rusev and Titus O'Neil? Does Kurt Angle really want to be in that role, or does he want to be in the ring with a Seth Rollins? Does he want to be in the ring with a Roman Reigns? Does he want to be in the ring with a Baron Corbin, with a Dean Ambrose, with a Bray Wyatt, with an AJ Styles, with a Samoa Joe? I think Kurt Angle wants to be in the fucking ring. He said it. He said it. He was in some fucking interview the other day. He said, I want to be in the fucking ring. I don't want to be, who wants to be general manager of Monday Night Raw? I mean, I would fucking beg and plead to be general manager of SmackDown, just so I wouldn't have to be looking like an idiot going out there making matches absolutely no one is exciting for. So, I don't know what they're going to do with Angle. I would put him on SmackDown, because honestly, I would put everybody on SmackDown. Everyone who goes to Raw looks like an idiot. And I don't think Kurt Angle will be spared of that fortune. So I would put Kurt Angle on SmackDown. I would love to see Kurt Angle go against AJ Styles. I mean, I would want to see Kurt Angle go against the stars on SmackDown more so than the stars on Raw. I think that's just me. I don't know about you. And I feel like that feud with American Alpha mentioned before is very interesting, because Kurt Angle, a very all-American, he can team with American Alpha. He can start a heel stable with American Alpha. He doesn't have to go against American Alpha. I mean, this could be absolutely fantastic. The possibilities are endless, and I like it. SmackDown, for me, if he's not, I guess I'd be fine with him filling the role of general manager on Monday Night Raw. It'd certainly make Monday Night Raw more watchable, because Mick Foley is an absolute fucking nuisance to Monday Night Raw in his current state. I don't fucking want to see Mick Foley whatsoever on Raw. So, that's just me. Leave in the comment section below, what would you do with Kurt Angle coming out of WrestleMania 33? I put him in a feud immediately with AJ Styles. You want a blockbuster feud on SmackDown coming out of the draft? In your WWE Championship picture, easily Luke Harper versus Bray Wyatt, AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle. Bada boom shakalaka. You've got storyline. If Randy Orton wants to take time off, let him. If Cena wants to take time off, let him. Let new stars shine. Make way for an Apollo Crews. That's like the only star on SmackDown that they really have not made a fucking good use out of. Apollo Crews. I mean, why the fuck do they hate Apollo Crews so fucking badly? Push Apollo Crews, assholes. Jesus Christ. Let's move on to the fucking next story here. I'm rambling on. Kurt Angle. What are you going to do with him? Leave it in the comment section below. The Broken Hardys. Gone from Impact Wrestling, WWE return possible. News broke earlier this week that Matt and Jeff Hardy would not be re-signing with Impact Wrestling after contract negotiations went sour, with the brothers feeling, quote, disrespected, and company officials reportedly even trying to sneak a clause in Matt's contract that would see the company get 10% of his earnings outside of Impact. What the fuck? Damn. TNA is fucking bullshit. The biggest stars in your fucking company, and you're gonna screw them over like that? Get the fuck out of there. Come running over here with me and the WWE. I fucking would love to see the deletion of Roman Reigns, the deletion of Mick Foley, the deletion of AJ Styles I'd love to fucking see that. Please come running over here. Even what I would do, you let Jeff Hardy, sign Jeff Hardy, let him fucking come back with his high-flying fucking I don't give a fuck, I'll do any shit whatsoever. Let him come back with that, and let fucking Matt Hardy run wild with the broken gimmick. That's what I would fucking do. That is what I would fucking do. Let's continue this article here. Alas, the Hardys chose not to resign with the company, and as of March 1st, they are officially free agents and no longer under a contract to Impact Wrestling, according to PW Insider. As always, there are two sides to this story, and according to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, those at TNA believe that WWE simply made an offer and they backed out of a verbally agreed upon deal to stay. While there has been no reported offer from WWE, there are reports stating that WWE has been long interested to bring back both Matt and Jeff. That's certainly not surprising given how much success their broken gimmicks have had over the last year. Plus, however, Matt and Impact Wrestling are reportedly in disagreement over who owns that character and everything that comes with it, which could prove to be interesting if WWE does pursue them. While the widespread expectation now seems to be that the Hardys will indeed end up in WWE, there are many who believe that the Hardys would want to have some creative control and the ability to work a part-time schedule. Both of those things may not be something Vince McMahon is willing to do, although he's been more prone to doing the latter one as of late, as evidenced by guys like Lesnar and Goldberg. The Hardys, of course, would be giving up a lot to go back to the WWE, as the Wrestling Observer newsletter states that from the independent standpoint that the Hardys leaving would be the single most significant blow to the U.S. indie scene in a long time. And that's very true. That is very true. Because they can draw big crowds for smaller indies all over the country. As arguably the biggest attractions on the independent wrestling scene, it will likely take a massive offer for Matt and or Jeff to sign with WWE. But with both Raw and Smackdown in need of some top-tier talent due to the brand split, now is perhaps the best chance for Matt and Jeff to come back to the place where they became stars. We'll just have to wait and see. So that is the latest on the Broken Hardys and their return to the WWE. This is very, very, very intriguing news. If the Hardys do come back to the WWE, I believe I've discussed this last week as well on Behind the Mic. This is one of the longest running news stories in the wrestling world as of late. And I mean, if they come to the WWE, I've discussed this, the possibility that they have Samoa Joe, American Alpha, fucking Roman Reigns. I'd love to see Roman Reigns deleted. Oh my god! Would it be fantastic to see the deletion of Roman Reigns? You got AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Rusev, all these fucking guys, if you want to revitalize Rusev, that is. Because I'm telling you, handsome Rusev is not really working for me, or anybody for that fucking matter. You've got a lot of fucking feuds you can milk out of the Hardy Boys, or the Broken Hardys, or whatever the fuck you want to call them. If you want to split up Matt and Jeff, if you want to have whatever the fuck you want to do. They could revitalize a tag team division. They could revitalize a main event scene in the WWE. Whatever you want to do, these guys are big fucking news. If they go to Ring of Honor, they are big fucking news. If they just do fucking indie shows for the rest of time, it's big fucking news. If they go to the WWE, if they go to NXT, if they go anywhere, if they sign miraculously with Impact, it's big fucking news. The Hardys have created an empire, and now has come the time for them to bank on that empire. They can let it fizzle out, or they can fucking continue to expand. And I think the WWE and everything they have to offer would be a big expansion for the Hardy Boys. Whatever the fuck they do, it's going to be great. Of course, you got to consider the fact that WWE and the creative control card. I mean, are you going to give Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy creative control? I mean, they've obviously been fantastic creative minds. They're willing to take losses, because I know in TNA and in all the fucking indie promotions they go to, they are mostly under the creative control of their own characters. They are behind that. If you're seeing Matt Hardy take a loss on TNA Impact, he most likely made that decision. So we know they are very generous when it comes to them fucking taking losses and stuff like that. And they know how to book their character. They know what the character means. So I don't think it would be that fucking big a deal. It's not going to be like a Hulk Hogan. Hardy's running around saying, I'm not losing to that guy, brother. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be like that. I'm sure Matt Hardy is going to fucking make the WWE, and if he goes to Raw or SmackDown, he's going to set that shit on fire. He is going to set that shit on fire. So, give him a part-time schedule. Don't fucking make him work house shows and shit. Don't stress him the fuck out. If it were me, even let him work the indie promotions. I mean, this guy is big fucking money. Let him work, if it's not a Monday or a Tuesday, let him work the fucking Ring of Honor. Let him work the fucking, what's a House of Glory. Let him work this promotion, that promotion. Let him. Let the fucking guy do this, that, and the other thing, because he will just be spreading the WWE name wherever he goes. It's actually business. These fucking people who exclusively watch indie wrestling, they will know, oh shit, Matt Hardy is part of the WWE. Let me tune into Raw. Let me tune into SmackDown. They'll be fucking mesmerized by what fucking Matt Hardy is doing. They'll say, you know what? I want to continue watching this week after week. You got a new viewer. I mean, how many people are watching indie wrestling exclusively now? Because TNA is shit. WWE is mostly shit, unless you watch SmackDown or NXT. This is shit. That is shit. So they exclusively watch indie wrestling. And Matt Hardy can bring an indie wrestling audience back to Monday Night Raw. He can bring 2005, 2006, 2007 audience, well, Jeff Hardy mostly, back to WWE. Wherever these guys go, they can bring a TNA audience, whatever fucking audience TNA has, to WWE. These guys equal ratings. I perfectly believe that. I doubt WWE is going to give them creative control. I doubt WWE is going to let them work their own house shows. But as far as the part-time schedule goes, I think that's something WWE is going to offer. As far as the big-time money contract goes, I think that's something WWE knows they have to fucking offer. So that's what I'm thinking about the Hardys, and as far as their contract goes with WWE, that's what I'm thinking. I would give them those liberties, but of course WWE is not willing to fucking do that shit whatsoever. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where these guys go. All I'm going to say is expect the Broken Hardys at WrestleMania 33. With that, I'm going to fucking end the news story right there. Let's move on to the next news story. And for your final news story of the episode, we've got news on Pete Dunne making his main roster debut after WrestleMania 33. WWE now has 5 separate rosters, while 4 of those 5 rosters have their own shows. They have their own fucking shows. You got Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and 205 Live. The UK competitors signed to WWE still don't have a place to showcase their talents. UK champ Tyler Bate has made a few appearances on NXT, but what about the rest of the UK talent? Trent Seven was a part of a barn burner championship match, but there are quite a few more guys under WWE contract. It seems that Pete Dunne, perhaps the biggest name in the division, will be making an appearance on a main roster show following WrestleMania, according to this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter. We don't know if that will be a Raw or SmackDown debut, or if it will be a permanent addition to either roster. It seems the entire UK roster will be coming to Orlando, with some likely to working access. Pete Dunne is the only name that's come up with regards to a Raw or SmackDown appearance. It's an odd position for WWE's UK talent since they have a championship to compete for, but no home to regularly showcase their skills. What do you think WWE should do with the UK talent? Would you want to see anyone join the main roster? Let us know in the comments below. What is the purpose of this? Pete Dunne. He's certainly one of the fucking best talents that they have in that UK division. I fucking personally like Mark Andrews. He reminds me of a fucking Sami Zayn, high-flying, finesse. I like that. But Pete Dunne is the guy who's impressed the most. His attitude reminds a lot of people of William Regal, fucking tearing the house down. He'll do anything to get a fucking victory. So I know a lot of people have gone to Pete Dunne. I like Pete Dunne a lot. His attacks, his brutality in the ring, I love it. I love everything about it. If he's ready to go to the main roster, he's certainly fucking ready to go to the main roster. He can make a big impact on the main roster, just taking out everybody. And there's rumors also that he can be joining the Evolution stable, the new Evolution stable that's been rumored, as the fourth man. So there's a lot of possibilities as for what you can do with Pete Dunne. There are exciting possibilities as well. If he goes to the main roster and joins that Evolution stable, he'll fit right in as a fucking just hard-hitting, fucking just take you out. He could be the fucking Batista of the group if you fucking want to position him as that. If you've got a fucking tough group, Triple H, Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, Pete Dunne could very well be the fucking toughest looking guy in that group. He brings that fucking realism, that toughness to the group. The same fucking toughness that realness that you see in a Brock Lesnar, that you see in a Samoa Joe, that you see in a Shinsuke Nakamura. Fucking Tyler Bate has that same fucking finesse to him. So, if you want to put him in that group, he will be great. If you want to put him in a singles role on the main roster, he would be great. The matches we can get out of that shit. Tyler Bate versus Sami Zayn. Wow, that'd be a fucking barn brawler. Even fucking Samoa Joe versus Tyler Bate. That'd be one of the fucking most hard-hitting matches we've seen in a while. So, in regards to that, Tyler Bate coming up to the main roster could be big for the main roster. I can easily see him as a future WWE champion, as a future Universal champion. I could see it. I can fucking see it. Leave your comments in the comment section below as for what you think as of Tyler Bate. Or not fucking Tyler Bate, excuse me. Pete Dunne. What the fuck is my problem? Pete Dunne coming up to the main roster of the WWE. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to cut this behind the mic here. That is going to be the final news story. I didn't have time for the Luke Harper. I'm going to talk about that on a Smackdown review because we can easily talk about that. I don't usually get the opportunity to talk about Tyler Bate. Or, fuck me, Pete Dunne. What the fuck? Pete Dunne. Jesus Christ. The Bruiserweight Pete Dunne, for that matter. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is your episode of Behind the Mic. You make sure to check out everything else on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. We've got Raw reviews, Smackdown reviews, fucking Fastlane preview and predictions, Fastlane review coming tomorrow, Sunday night. Make sure to go check out all that and so much more right here on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. You make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. For now, this has been Joel Perez, and I am out of here. Thank you very, very much for watching this video.